Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Frank Mill. I'm the creative director of Boutique Fashion Week, CEO of Boutique Fashion Week and Pretty Fly Society. But this ain't about me. All right, I am here with the boss. No, folks, not Rick Ross. Y'all got that messed up. I'm here with the boss, the lovely Miss Lisa Nicole Cloud. How are you?
I'm great.
Pleasure.
Glad to be here with you.
Glad to be able to be here with you, and thanks for having us at the lovely Boss Studios, which is where we're filming from live right now. So what you all are watching is a BVFW series called Beyond the Runway. There's a lot of business that goes into the art of fashion that gets overlooked most of the time because you see the cool clothes or the cool influencer, but that's not really how it's getting done. It's personnel like Lisa here and other designers and stylists and people across the country putting in hard work behind the scenes to make these things come to light. So our first, and I'm very proud to have Lisa be the first one to speak on what does Beyond the Runway mean to you?
So fashion is a very glamorous industry when you first look at it, because you're seeing runway fashion shows, you're seeing beautiful models, but beyond that, it's a lot of grit, it's a lot of grind. From the standpoint of the model, they're probably told no a lot more times than they're told yes. From the standpoint of the designer, most designers are or can be in the very beginning starving artists, just like music artists, as they're really developing their craft and learning the true business of fashion. When you're preparing for a fashion week, the grind of sourcing fabrics and finding notions and sewing and being up all hours of the night and then doing photo shoots. All of that is a lot of grit and grind that you don't get to see. So for me, I've always been someone that liked to really show people the full picture of the fashion industry and the true business of fashion. It's not just glitz and glam.
Talk about perseverance when it comes to the grit, right? Because along with those no's, it's not like they stop because me and you were talking about it. They're going to keep happening. So where does perseverance and how does it play a part in it?
So the fashion business is a very hard business. I'm coming into my 10th year in the game, and I'm still, I've done well with our brand, but there's still a lot of people that don't know about the Lisa Nicole collection. It takes time, it takes perseverance. Just to kind of tell people a little bit about my story, I got so much flack in the beginning when I decided to become a fashion designer because I didn't go to school for fashion, I don't sew, but I had an eye for what looked great on women. And so a lot of people don't know this, but Ralph Lauren didn't sew. It's a lot of designers that don't sew because when you're truly doing the business of fashion, you're not the one sitting behind the machine pushing the fabric because you have to mass produce, and that's just not a scalable thing. So but I had a lot of people. I was also on television, so a lot of people were like, oh, is this another reality star that's coming out with a fashion line that doesn't go anywhere, So I had to really prove myself, and it took a lot of time for people to be like, oh, she's really in it. She's a real fashion designer, and over the years, my collection has grown in notoriety. I know who my audience is, and that's who I target. But this is how I ended up in fashion. It's a funny story.
All right, I'm all ears.
So I was speaking at an event because I had, I'm a businesswoman, and I was speaking
Yes, you are.
at Madison Square Gardens. I was speaking on stage with Russell Simmons. And whenever you're a public speaker, you put a lot into your outfits. You want to make sure you look good. When you step on stage, you want to be bam,
shining.
Right?
You want to be shining.
Well, I did that. I spent thousands of dollars on my outfit. I bought from a real exclusive boutique, so I was ready. I walked out on stage, and when I walked out on stage, the air sucked out of Madison Square Gardens. I heard everybody go, and I was like, okay, I must have a hole in my outfit. What's going on? Guess what happened?
What?
The woman sitting beside me had on the exact same outfit.
Damn. No, she did.
Yeah.
Yes, she did.
I was horrified. I mean, this is one of the largest speaking engagements I've ever had done. Madison Square.
And you got a twin.
And then Russell's like, y'all playing that, right? He made a joke about it. So I was like super humiliated.
Yeah.
But I swore that day that that would never happen to me again. And so I started making my own pieces that I would want to wear on stage and having somebody sew them for me. And when I would wear these pieces, people would say, I love what you have on. Who are you wearing? And over time, I started saying, well, I'm wearing a Lisa Nicole. And that's how the Lisa Nicole collection was born. So truly lemons to lemonade kind of story.
You mentioned I made my own.
Yes.
I keep hearing I made my own. I did it myself. Where does that independence come from?
You know, I just believe if it's been done, it can be done again. You know, if Donna Karen could do it, that means she had a system, she had a strategy for success. I could study that blueprint and I could do it, but I could do it in my Lisa Nicole way and have as much success as a Donna Karen. And so that's pretty much what I did. I followed successful designers, I followed their strategies, and that's how I built the Lisa Nicole fashion house.
There's so much fire though in such a large frame. Where I think about like the forgotten guys, right? You think about the forgotten people who have to work extra hard to do those things, and it seems like it comes natural to you. So I'm interested to figure out where it's so much inspiration. Like I get the perseverance, I get all that, but where's that inspiration? Like what's driving you?
I have always lived by the mantra, live your dreams, it's possible. If you want to do it, if you can conceive it and believe that you can truly accomplish it, then you can achieve it. So conceive, believe, achieve has always been something that I just kind of have formulated all of my success around, you know.
How many hours do you sleep?
Very few hours, but I don't feel like I'm working because I love what I do.
Good point.
So I go to sleep when I'm tired and I wake up when my body is tired of sleeping. That's how I live my life.
Y'all hear that? I mean, I don't do that, but I should start doing it now because I just heard Lisa say it. If you want to make $1 million, you should do the same.
I threw my alarm clock away a long time ago.
Gotcha.
You know, and entrepreneurs, you'll never work as hard as you work when you're an entrepreneur, but it's the most fulfilling endeavor you will ever embark upon.
And that's what I was going to move into next with you, you know, being a family woman, being able to work on your own time allows you to have more time with your family, obviously. So talk about that element. Because you work a lot of hours, but you still got to find time to make time for everyone else because you got a lot going on. So.
Yeah. Well, the Lisa Nicole collection is just one company. You know, I have a wellness center, I have a high complexity laboratory, and I am a mother of 2 teenagers in high school.
12 jobs right there.
Right there. So early on in my career, I learned the importance of balance, right? Because if you work for the purpose of, you know, making lots and lots of money, your family will resent you for that because you have given up valuable time with them that you can't put a price tag on. So I learned very early on to really have that balance, and when I turn it off, I turn it off. Like I'm headed out of town and I will disconnect from social media, I will not answer my calls, and I will be 100% with my family. And I have days it's a family day. Don't call me on a Sunday because I'm not going to really entertain business on a Sunday because that's a family day. Weekends, you know, if I have an event, I'm working, but if I don't have an event, I'm not working.
So for this question, I got to make sure I get myself properly seated because I sit like a boss first. So I got to ask the boss. That's right. Let's figure this out.
Yes.
So why did we go with the Boss Collection? Like I know the acronym behind it, but you're a boss and it's coming from inside of you. So why boss?
So boss is a movement first and foremost, right?
Okay.
It's a movement about bringing positive, powerful, like-minded individuals together that really want to be successful in life, right? Boss is the brand. It happens to be the brand on some of the pieces that we sell in our distribution network. Okay. But that's just one brand that's on the Boss platform. Okay. So you might have Boss on the platform, you might have Lisa Nicole Collection, you might have Cedric McDonald, you might have Octavius Terry. There's lots of brands on this distribution platform.
Gotcha.
you can make beautiful clothes, but if you don't have a distribution channel to move that product through, they're going to be beautiful clothes sitting in your showroom that nobody knows about. So by having an army of brand ambassadors that are passionate about doing it, because one, they're in business for themselves, and so they have a vested interest to promote the product, but two, it's a win-win for the designer because they don't have the risk of putting something in a department store and dealing with chargebacks and when their merchandise doesn't sell and coming up with all that capital to put it into a department store. So there's a lot of pieces to the fashion industry that people never really get to see. Like, how did Donna Karan end up in Macy's and Dillard's? You know, how much capital did it take for that brand? Well, it's a lot. And most designers don't have those types of resources.
Gotcha.
So you have to have distribution channels. You have to have e-commerce as part of your marketing. You have to have brand ambassadors as part of your marketing. You know, it's a lot that goes into really building a true fashion empire.
Gotcha. And that's what makes you a boss.
Well, I understand the business of fashion. Let's put it that way.
Gotcha.
I understand how to make beautiful clothes that people want to wear, but I also understand the business of fashion. And sometimes what you often see is that creatives understand their craft, but they don't understand the business and the marketing side of it.
I'm going to use that to talk to the camera directly, and those that are watching this who are Boutique Fashion Week models or aspiring designers, so on and so forth. She just said a mouthful just now. The business and your craft are two completely different things. And please try not to mix them because you're going to only hinder yourself by doing so.
Yeah.
With that being said, in closing, I would like you to give 3 words, just 3 words that either you use for self-talk to help yourself stay inspired to move forward, you use when you're down, you use when you're up, but 3 powerful words that you can leave the people with.
God, right? You know, everything that you are comes from your higher power, whomever you call God, okay? So that's first and foremost in my life. Second word is
Take your time.
persistence. You know, you can't give up on your dreams. You have to be willing to stay committed to them through the highs and the lows. And trust me, there's going to be a lot of lows, but can you keep persevering through the lows until you come into your season of abundance? And then 3, discipline. You just got to stay, as an entrepreneur, nobody's telling you to get up and start working. You have to be disciplined enough to do it because you know as an owner if it's going to be done, if it's up to you, or if it is to be, it's up to me. So that's just how I treat my business, you know.
If it is to be, it's up to me. I just gave that to, well, she said that, but I'm still in it. If it is to be, it's up to us now.
Yes.
Yes. See, she let me
Team,
have it.
collaboration.
See?
That's a 4th word.
Ooh, there it is.
You know, you got to have a team. You have to have a team of people that everybody's winning. So, you know, this is a collaboration. I know that, you know, working together, you can be a help and inspiration to me and what I'm doing, and hopefully I can be a help and inspiration to your brand.
Hopefully,
Boutique Fashion
Hopefully,
Week.
yeah, we know you can. Boutique Fashion Week, thanks you, Lisa, for this lovely collaboration. This event, Beyond the Runway, is our lead-up marketing event to our June 25th Jet Life Part 2, the Boss Edition shoot, which we are not only making our guests this evening aware of, but also they have an opportunity to participate.
Yes.
And by participating in the Boss Life shoot, you get a chance to wear the lovely Lisa Nicole collection or the Boss collection.
Yep.
So we at BVFW are doing all we can to connect the Aspires models along with the highly touted business people with a healthy mixture of both.
Yes, and you know, you get your hair glam done, your makeup done, your wardrobe styling, and then you get a powerful photo shoot. And I tell people all the time, perception is reality. You know, if people see you wearing beautiful clothes and looking successful and looking powerful, and you're putting the right, you know, comments on your post, people are going to say, what is it that you're doing? And all you need somebody to do is ask the question so that you can tell them about what it is you do, whether you're a model, whether you're a designer, whether you're an entrepreneur. You just need somebody to ask, what is it that you do? Oh, funny, you should ask. And that's what posts do, you know. So somebody seeing you sitting on a private jet, like, you know, the Jet Life or Boss Life or New Levels of Success in 2022.
It's all good.
Get them to ask you a question. Well, what is it that you're doing? I want to be a part of it. And there you have the opportunity to tell them what you're doing.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Frank Mill. This is the lovely Lisa Nicole Cloud. You're here at Beyond the Runway with Boutique Fashion Week. We'll catch y'all next time.